What happens when a man on the edge takes justice into his own hands, and nearly commits a crime he can never take back? In today's Days of Our Lives spoiler breakdown for the week beginning June 16th, we're diving into one of the most shocking and dangerous twists yet. Xander Kyriakis attempts to murder Philip Kyriakis, right there in his hospital bed. But what drives a man to cross that line, and what consequences will ripple through Salem as a result? Let's break it all down. Xander Kyriakis has always been a volatile man, but ever since his release on bail, he's become something far more dangerous, unpredictable. Walking freely through the streets of Salem, he may appear to be in control, but beneath the surface lies a man unraveling at the seams. He's gripped by resentment, haunted by betrayal, and fueled by a desire for retribution. His emotions are no longer just simmering, they're starting to burn. And at the center of his fury is one name, Philip Kyriakis. To Xander, Philip represents the ultimate betrayal. Once family, now foe, Philip's actions have left Xander feeling stripped of the last shreds of his reputation and dignity. His belief that Philip ruined his future is not just a passing thought, it's become an obsession. And that obsession is guiding his every move. The hurt, the humiliation, and the thirst for revenge have twisted his thoughts into something dark and dangerous. Kate Roberts Brady, always fiercely protective of her son, quickly recognizes the storm brewing. The moment she hears that Xander has been granted bail, alarm bells go off. She storms into Belle Black's world, demanding action before it's too late. Kate doesn't see this as paranoia, she sees it as survival. Her instincts tell her Xander is capable of doing something unforgivable, and her desperation to stop him only grows stronger with each passing hour. Unfortunately for everyone involved, her fears are not only valid, they're about to come terrifyingly true. As the night of June 16th unfolds, Xander makes a move that pushes him beyond redemption. Under the shadow of darkness, he quietly slips into the hospital, unseen and unchallenged, moving with one singular, chilling purpose. He isn't there to talk, to reflect, or even to threaten. This time, Xander comes armed with an intent to kill. Inside the sterile quiet of the hospital room, Philip lies unconscious, still, vulnerable, and completely unaware of the danger looming beside him. The machines beep softly, the air is heavy with dread, and standing over the bed is a man moments away from doing the unthinkable. In Xander's hands is a pillow, gripped tightly, trembling with rage and adrenaline. This isn't a crime of passion. This is premeditated, cold, strategic. If Philip dies, the charges against Xander might vanish along with him. No witness, no testimony, no justice. The moment is bone-chilling. It's not just about settling a score, it's about self-preservation, about wiping the slate clean through violence. And in that instant, the old Xander, the version Salem hoped had disappeared, resurfaces in full. The man who once manipulated, kidnapped, and killed without remorse is back, and this time, he's ready to smother what's left of his own morality to survive. But just as he prepares to strike, something halts him. Whether it's the sound of footsteps echoing in the hallway, the sudden flicker of guilt, or the lingering conscience he thought he buried long ago, we may never know. What matters is that the pillow never reaches Philip's face. Xander backs away, heart pounding, mind racing, and vanishes into the night, leaving behind a storm of unanswered questions and a city on edge. Although Philip survives the night, the fallout is only just beginning. The attempted attack raises haunting questions, the biggest one being whether Philip actually saw Xander in the room before slipping back into unconsciousness. Could he wake up and recall the shadowy figure looming over him? Might he remember enough to bring justice down on his would-be killer? For Kate, there is no question, Xander is guilty, and he must be stopped. Her protective instincts as a mother kick into high gear, and her fury fuels a relentless pursuit of justice. She wastes no time cornering law enforcement at the hospital, laying out her suspicions and demanding that action be taken before Xander strikes again. For her, this isn't about vengeance, it's about protecting her family, and she won't rest until Xander is behind bars once more. But Kate isn't acting alone. With Belle Black by her side, a legal powerhouse and someone who has seen the darker side of Xander up close, she finds renewed strength. Together, they're building momentum, gathering allies, and tightening the net around Xander. The days of second chances are over. This is about consequences, and Salem's justice system may finally be ready to deliver them. At the same time, Philip's recovery continues slowly. As he drifts between sedation and consciousness, there's a looming sense of dread, not just about his physical state, but about what he might remember. His recollection could be the final nail in Xander's coffin. Or, in a cruel twist of fate, his silence could allow the attacker to walk free yet again. One thing is certain. The war between Xander and Kate is reaching its most dangerous chapter yet, and everyone in Salem is about to feel the impact. To understand why Xander Kyriakis would walk into a hospital room with a pillow and murderous intent, we have to look beneath the surface. This wasn't just a moment of rage, it was the boiling point of months, even years, of inner turmoil and unresolved anger. Xander has always wrestled with his identity, torn between the man he wants to be and the darker instincts that define his past. Deep down, he yearns for legitimacy, for love, for a place where he belongs. But every time he reaches for that life, someone, usually someone he once trusted, takes it away. In this case, that someone is Philip. Whether real or perceived, Xander sees Philip as the root of his latest downfall. It's not just about sibling rivalry or old wounds from the Kyriakis family. To Xander, Philip represents betrayal in its rawest form. A brother who could destroy everything he's trying to rebuild, simply by speaking out. That's why this moment in the hospital is more than an attempted cover-up. It's a desperate grab for control by a man who feels like he's losing everything, again. And this is the truth about Xander. He doesn't plot like a Demera or scheme like Victor. He acts. Emotionally. Brutally. His solutions are impulsive and dangerous, but in his twisted sense of logic, they make perfect sense. In his mind, removing Philip would erase the threat, restore his grip on the situation, and silence one more voice that could condemn him. It's that mix of desperation, fear, and a deep-seated belief that violence solves problems that makes Xander such a wild card, and such a danger to everyone around him. But now that the plan has failed, the illusion of control is shattered. Xander is no longer just a suspect. He's a man caught in the act, and he knows that from this point forward, every step he takes could be his last before the justice system comes crashing down on him again. As the week unfolds, the failed murder attempt will set off a series of consequences that ripple through the lives of everyone involved. While Philip begins the slow journey of recovery, questions loom heavily in the air. Will he remember what happened during those vulnerable moments? Could a flicker of memory return, of Xander standing over him, of the fear, the suffocation, the betrayal? And if he does remember, will he come forward with the truth, or will fear and confusion keep him silent? At the same time, Xander finds himself caught in a tightening web. Kate Roberts Brady is no longer just suspicious, she's furious. Her son's life was nearly taken, and that's not something she can overlook. She's going to fight tooth and nail to bring Xander to justice, and this time, she won't be satisfied with mere accusations. With Belle Black potentially offering legal guidance and the support of law enforcement behind her, Kate is poised to wage an all-out war to see Xander back behind bars. Meanwhile, Xander is not the same man who once waltzed through Salem with arrogance and swagger. He knows he's in real trouble now. His freedom is hanging by a thread, and he's scrambling to find a way to hold it together. Will he try to run, knowing full well that evasion might only make things worse? Or will he attempt to spin the narrative in his favor, denying the attack and playing the victim once again? One thing is certain, the days ahead will not be kind to Xander Kyriakis. Justice may be coming, but in Salem, justice is never simple. Loyalties shift, memories blur, and redemption can sometimes come from the most unexpected places. Still, with the evidence piling up and the fury of a mother fueling the charge, Xander's window of escape is closing fast, and the consequences of his actions may finally catch up with him. Now it's your turn. What do you think truly drove Xander to that hospital room? Was it pure revenge, cold strategy, or a desperate man unraveling under pressure? Do you believe he actually intended to kill Philip, or was it a moment of hesitation that spared Philip's life in the end? And where does Kate go from here? Will her pursuit of justice bring peace, or will it ignite an even darker feud? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear your theories, your predictions, and your emotional reactions. And if you're as hooked on the drama in Salem as we are, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a twist, a betrayal, or a second chance. Because in days of our lives, one act of violence can unravel a life, and one secret left unspoken can change everything.